Enzo, good to see you. Not too much of a break for you. We've just a week to prepare pretty much for the start of the Premier League season. How ready do you feel you and the squad are?
We guess we are ready, but yeah, we need to wait for the real competition to verify that. As you said, there's been quite a short break. We're gonna try to be ready.
It's a unique build-up and a unique situation that you find yourself in. For you as a coach, is it almost learning on the job a little bit how this season will progress, knowing that your whole squad have had such a short pre-season?
Yeah, for sure, it's something new. It's something that unfortunately we don't have the answer because it never happened before. So from me, from the sports scientists, from the doctor, it's something new. We don't have the answer. We're gonna react on this new situation. That's why we need to pay attention all the details.
So pay attention to details in regards to player welfare. I can imagine. Obviously, you lost Levi Colwell last week. First of all, first time we've had a chance to speak to you. How is he, and how much of an impact will that have on your team this year?
Anyway, now he's okay. Aware that he has to be a long time out. It's a big loss for us. How important Levi has been for us last season, for the way we want to play. We said many times that we are able to create chances and to attack in the right way if we are able to build in the right way, and Levi was a huge part of our build-up, and now he's out, and we're going to try to find different solution.
Is a different solution internally or externally?
We are trying to find solution internally, but the club know exactly what I think, and we'll see what's happening.
What do you think?
I think we need a central defender, but we'll see. Also, we are looking for internally solution, but as I said, the club knows exactly what I think.
And with the transfer market, I know you said the club are always active. If there's no other business between now and close of the window, would you be happy with the squad you've got to attack a season that includes Champions League football this year?
We have a fantastic squad. We are happy with the squad we are, no doubt. But we said many times that when the window transfer is open, anything can happen.
Look, my final question, we are building up to a brand new campaign. What are your expectations out of this Chelsea side this year? Because it feels like there's a completely different aura around the club, not just internally but externally. A lot of fans are tipping Chelsea to compete for the Premier League title this season. Certainly that wasn't the conversation last year. So for you, how do you see a successful season come the end of this campaign?
No, for me, this show how good the team has been this season, because as you said, when I joined the club 1 year ago, the noise around the club was completely different noise compared to now, for many reasons. Now personally, I always said the same, that for me, I don't like to look in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, because that doesn't exist in football. I like to watch tomorrow. I like to be focused on tomorrow game in 2 days against Palace. Then in terms of target, my personal target, the target of the team is to try to improve every day, and then we see what's happening.
Thanks, Enzo.
Thanks, James. Alex?
Hi, Enzo. Just following on from that, I'm sure you've heard that Arne Slot said that he expected Chelsea to win the league last season. What was your reaction when you heard that?
This is what Slot said about us last season?
Yeah, about Chelsea last season.
I didn't know, to be honest. I said already. I don't pay attention what the other people say about us. Also because it's easy to say that more clubs they are involved. It's. I don't like to play this kind of game. I like to be focused on players, try to improve, and then what they say, they can say what they want.
How much stronger stronger do you think your squad is going into this season compared to this time last season?
We are a better team for sure compared to 1 year ago, and the reason why is because we work together every day for one season. I think what the club, what the team achieved the first season has been top, fantastic, finishing Champions League, Conference League, that was the competition that we were in, the Club World Cup. So more than this was quite difficult to achieve something more. Now it's a new season and we see.
Crystal Palace on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. I'm sure you watched the Community Shield. How highly do you rate them? How big a test will this be, do you think? For
It will be very, very difficult. Has been the Community Shield, has been the FA Cup against City. So they beat in 2 finals, probably the 2 best team in the last 10-15 years in England, Man City and Liverpool. So this show how complicated it will be on Sunday.
And reflecting on your games against them last season, arguably 2 games that Chelsea could have won, should have won?
I think in both games probably we deserve something more, but sometimes you didn't deserve and you get points, so it's football, it's normal. But for sure, as I said, the 2 finals they won show how good they are.
You said Wesley Fofana could be back in the matchday squad at the weekend. Is that still the case? You're hopeful to give him some minutes still?
He could be available, and we see.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Nizar?
Hi Enzo, how is Badiashile, Lavia and Trevor Chalobah as well?
Out there.
How are they?
Yeah, no, Benoit is in the process to come back. Romeo exactly the same, and Trev is okay. I said that was too hot for him.
And I just wanted to ask, you were speaking about Levi and he sounds special to you, Levi Colwill. But what about the other centre-backs who are in the squad? Are they able to step up? Are you working with them? People like Badiashile, people like Josh Achimpong, people like Chalobah, could they play that role on the left side of defence?
It's not. It's Benoit. It's not in the left side. When we build with the Levi in the middle. It's different to the player in the middle than in the left side. Last year we played 64 games, and we play 64 games with Levi and Tosin. Now Levi is out. The only one that he can do that job well is Tosin. But we have Premier League, Champions League, these kind of players. The rest they can adapt. Ato, that is a new one. He never played making 3, the guy in the middle last season. So it's not about being central defender. It's yes, central defender, but he has to do what? He can do that. Can he do that? It's different. It's not just about that. And also we have players that unfortunately, like Wes or Benoit, they have in this moment some problems. And this is the reason why I said that the club knows exactly what I think about central defenders.
Enzo, good to see you. Not too much of a break for you. We've just a week to prepare pretty much for the start of the Premier League season. How ready do you feel you and the squad are?
We guess we are ready, but yeah, we need to wait for the real competition to verify that. As you said, there's been quite a short break. We're gonna try to be ready.
It's a unique build-up and a unique situation that you find yourself in. For you as a coach, is it almost learning on the job a little bit how this season will progress, knowing that your whole squad have had such a short pre-season?
Yeah, for sure it's something new. It's something that unfortunately we don't have the answer because it never happened before. So from me, from the sports scientists, from the doctor, it's something new. We don't have the answer. We're gonna react on this new situation. That's why we need to pay attention all the details.
So pay attention to details in regards to player welfare. I can imagine. Obviously, you lost Levi Colwill last week. First of all, first time we've had a chance to speak to you. How is he, and how much of an impact will that have on your team this year?
Anyway, now he's okay. Aware that he has to be a long time out. It's a big loss for us. You know how important Levi has been for us last season, for the way we want to play. We said many times that we are able to create chances and to attack in the right way if we are able to build in the right way. And Levi was a huge part of our build-up, and now he's out, and we want to try to find different solution.
Is a different solution internally or externally?
We are trying to find solution internally, but the club know exactly what I think, and we'll see what's happening.
What do you think?
I think we need a central defender, but we'll see. Also, we are looking for internally solution, but as I said, the club knows exactly what I think.
And with the transfer market, I know you said the club are always active. If there's no other business between now and close of the window, would you be happy with the squad you've got to attack a season that includes Champions League football this year?
We have a fantastic squad. We are happy with the squad we are, no doubt. But we said many times that when the window transfer is open, anything can happen.
Look, my final question, we are building up to a brand new campaign. What are your expectations out of this Chelsea side this year? Because it feels like there's a completely different aura around the club, not just internally but externally. A lot of fans are tipping Chelsea to compete for the Premier League title this season. Certainly that wasn't the conversation last year. So for you, how do you see a successful season come the end of this campaign?
No, for me, this show how good the team has been this season, because as you said, when I joined the club 1 year ago, the noise around the club was completely different noise compared to now, for many reasons. Now personally, I always said the same, that for me, I don't like to look in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, because that doesn't exist in football. I like to watch tomorrow. I like to be focused on tomorrow game in 2 days against Palace. Then in terms of target, my personal target, the target of the team is to try to improve every day, and then we see what's happening.
Thanks, Enzo.
Thanks, James. Alex?
Hi Enzo. Just following on from that, I'm sure you've heard that Arne Slot said that he expected Chelsea to win the league last season. What was your reaction when you heard that?
This is what Slot said
He
about
said
us
that,
last
yeah.
season.
Yeah, about Chelsea last season.
I didn't know, to be honest. I said already. I don't pay attention what the other people say about us. Also because it's easy to say that more clubs they are involved. You know, it's. I don't like to play this kind of game. I like to be focused on players, try to improve, and then what they say, they can say what they want.
How much stronger do you think your squad is going into this season compared to this time last season?
We are a better team for sure compared to 1 year ago, and the reason why is because we work together every day for 1 season. I think what the club, what the team achieved the first season has been top, fantastic, finishing Champions League, Conference League, that was the competition that we were in, the Club World Cup. So more than this was quite difficult to achieve something more. Now it's a new season and we see.
Crystal Palace on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. I'm sure you watched the Community Shield. How highly do you rate them? How big a test will this be, do you think? For
It will be very, very difficult. Has been the Community Shield, has been the FA Cup against City. So they beat in 2 finals, probably the 2 best team in the last 10-15 years in England, Man City and Liverpool. So this show how complicated it will be on Sunday.
And reflecting on your games against them last season, arguably 2 games that Chelsea could have won, should have won?
I think in both games probably we deserve something more, but sometimes you didn't deserve and you get points, so it's football, it's normal. But for sure, as I said, the 2 finals they won show how good they are.
You said Wesley Fofana could be back in the matchday squad at the weekend. Is that still the case? You're hopeful to give him some minutes still?
He could be available, and we see.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Nizar?
Hi Enzo. How is Badia Shile, Lavia and Trevor Chalobah as well?
How they are?
How are they?
Yeah. No, Benoit is in the process to come back. Romeo exactly the same, And Travis, okay. I said that was too hot for him.
And I just wanted to ask, you were speaking about Levi, and he sounds special to you, Levi Colwill. But what about the other centre-backs who are in the squad? Are they able to step up? Are you working with them? People like Badiashile, people like Josh Acheampong, people like Shalaba, could they play that role on the left side of defence?
It's not. It's Benoit. It's not in the left side. When we build with the Levi in the middle. It's different to the player in the middle that in the left side. Last year we played 64 games, and we play 64 games with Levi and Tosin. Now Levi is out. The only one that he can do that job well is Tosin. But we have Premier League, Champions League, these kind of players. The rest they can adapt. Ato, that is a new one. He never played making three, the guy in the middle last season. So it's not about being central defender. It's, yes, central defender, but he has to do what? He can do that. Can he do that? It's different. It's not just about that. And also we have players that unfortunately, like Wes or Benoit, they have in this moment some problems. And this is the reason why I said that the club knows exactly what I think about central defenders.
Him in a Chelsea shirt and all his pictures playing for Chelsea. Is there any clarity on whether the player is unhappy or happy at the club?
Well, I spoke with Wes every day. It's very, very happy. First of all, because he's back from the injury. He's joining all the session with us, and he's very happy. And as I said after Palace game, he was on the bench just to be with us. But from tomorrow, he is with us, and he can also get some minutes. So we are happy, and he's happy. And then about Instagram, as you know, unfortunately, I don't have an idea because I don't use to use social network.
On some of the comments after that, there were some pretty unsavoury messages from fans. Is he getting the support from the club, and are all players getting that continued support? Because it just feels like we're having often these conversations over and over again surrounding abuse to players.
As I said in this moment, Wes is happy, we are happy, and there is nothing to add on that. Now, I think if there are abuse, as you said, on Instagram, never is good. It's not good for Wes, it's not good for any player, and it's not good for any human being in the world. But it's something that unfortunately we cannot control.
Now let's move on to a team. You said obviously Wesley's available tomorrow, probably to play some minutes. Any of the injured players coming back at all for you?
No, Romeo is still out. Benoit is still out. As I said, Wes is back, and that's all.
And Nicholas Jackson suspended last week. Obviously, we understand the situation where he's potentially looking at another club, but is he available in your eyes tomorrow?
He is available, but he's not going to be part of the squad because, as we already said, we have two strikers, we have two players in that position, and also we know that something can happen before the window transfer close.
And is there anything on the horizon with Nicholas Jackson departing? Does he look close to a move away at the moment?
No idea, to be honest. No idea. You know already from last season that I prefer to be focused on training session, prepare the game, and these kind of things. I don't know. And
I assume that would be the same answer for Raheem Sterling, Ben Chilwell, Christopher Nkunku. Is that the same situation?
Christo is with us, like Nico, but it's the same answer than Nico. And the other two players, they are training apart, waiting for some solution.
Enzo, what would happen at the end of the transfer window? You've got quite a few players there. If they were to remain at Chelsea, could you integrate them back into the squad?
Idea. No idea. It's not the moment, to be honest. We have still, as you said, 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, but not idea. Also because it's difficult to plan because anything can happen.
Okay, thanks, Enzo.
Thanks, James. Soraya?
Hi Enzo. You touched on this briefly before about João Pedro and Lindelof playing together, but all his time in a Chelsea shirt he's played as a 9. We've seen him play between the lines at his other clubs. What situation would you play them together, and what other positions do you see João Pedro playing? Is he a second striker, left winger?
I think Joao with us, he can play the 5 position at front, the winger, wide or inside the pitch, or behind the striker. I think he can play in all the position for sure. Probably as a 9 or behind the striker is his best position, but he can play in all attacking position for us.
You've spoken about how you view your defensive options, and you said it's not just being a central defender with Levi Colwill being out. It's about being used to the way you play, and Tosin's probably the best suited for that. But you've got Hato, you've got Achiampong needing a bit of time, Alcel as well. But are you going to change and adapt? Is this something in your mind that would be possible for you to do, not play and build up from the back? Or is it going to be a situation that if you don't get a centre-back, you're going to have to adapt and change that?
No, there is not in my mind, in my view, not to play from the back. As we said many times, you can be a little bit more direct when you face team that they try to be high pressing, but it's not in my mind at all to play in different way. Then I said already, we used Josh in the last game. We are trying to find some internal solution, and we see.
And then you have West Ham next, first away game of the season. You beat them twice last season, so familiarity a little bit. What sort of tactical battle do you expect? Because last season you said, their pre-season, they haven't looked quite gelled yet. There's a little bit of pressure even though we're at the start of the season. You said those teams are the most teams that you need to be wary of because they have something to prove. So what do you expect from that match?
Tough game again. All the Premier League games, they are tough. They are difficult. If you remember the game at home last year was difficult game for us. They defend very well. Tomorrow I expect exactly the same. And again, the Premier League just started, so you can see that they are trying to find some solution in the same way we are doing.
Thanks, Soraya. John?
Hi, Enzo. How are you getting on with the search for a centre-back? Are you confident that you will get one in by the end of the month?
I already said that we are looking for internally solution, and I showed that last game against Palace, and we see what's happened.
But you are looking externally as well, presumably.
We are trying with, as I said already many times, to find solution.
Is everybody on the same page? Is that now, of the players you want to bring in, is that now the priority for everybody at the club to get a centre-back?
I said, and I repeat again, probably I need to improve my English. We are looking for internal solution, and we see if something happen.
Okay, and with players like Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku, do you have to be careful the way not careful, but you have to handle them carefully, because obviously there is a scenario where they could be here in September and you may still need them.
We see if they're gonna be here, they're gonna be with us. In case they are not here, that means that they found a solution. And at the end, I think it's always better if they can find a solution, because I think they're gonna be more happy, and the club the same.
And just to follow on, where do you think the squad are at the moment? Obviously, you've had a lack of pre-season, you've had the Club World Cup. Is it going to take a couple of weeks to get up to 100%? Would you say?
For sure, with more time, we're gonna be better and better. But pace where it is, we need to adapt. I think we showed last week against Palace, where until the end we compete, until the end we create chances. And as I said, we're gonna be better and better day after day.
Thanks, John. Simon?
Hey, sorry. Just checking on Tosin. Is he still out, and any indication how long he might be out for?
Tosin is available. He's available for tomorrow. I'm a little bit surprised because last week he was not available, and the day before he was everywhere that he was not available, and now I don't know why you don't know that it's available. He's available.
I've been on holiday.
Very good for you. No, because surprised me the last week against Palace, the day before the game, he was everywhere that was was not available, and now you don't know that it's available the day before the game.
Excellent. I'm glad I came back. And, but on Anselmino, he wasn't in the squad
Yeah.
on Sunday. Is he, in terms of your internal solution, is he one of your options, or is it still a possibility that he'll leave on loan?
Aaron is training with us. Is training very hard. Is
Morning. Can we start with just a little bit of roundup of availability? Cole Palmer, where is he at in terms of his fitness, and how much is this kind of an injury that's he's fit or not, or how much is this about managing him over the next few months?
Cole took part of the session yesterday for the first time, not the entire session. Today in the afternoon we have one more session. We're gonna try with him if we see if it's okay. Otherwise, he will be out tomorrow again.
Is this a case of managing him, or is it a case of something that an injury that he's got and that he's
No,
now
it's-
fully fit?
No, he was injured. He's a recovery from the injury, so he's not managing him. It's just a recovery from the injury. For sure, in the moment that he's available, we also probably need to think to manage a little bit him because of the amount of games.
In terms of Liam Delap, do you know any more about his availability since we've spoken to you last?
No, Liam, I think is around 10, 12 weeks, so long way to go.
Just checking things change, you know. And talk to me about Reece James, because you've been very careful with what you've done with him over, particularly this year since he's come back. Did you expect him to play as much as he did for England over the last 2 games? And does that affect your thinking in terms of his availability for the game on Saturday and then of course the Champions League?
In the moment that any player join international team, it's free to play the minutes that the manager think that he has to play. So it's not in my hands. When Reece is here, we try to manage him as much as we can. Since I joined the club, I'm doing that with him, with Romeo, with Wes, with the ones that in the past they had problems. But I think now Reece is showing that he's quite fit to play 2-3 games in a week.
So he's good to go on the weekends? He's come back in?
Yeah.
Happy
It's
with where
good.
he is?
Yeah.
Just something else, your Champions League group phase squad was announced and Levi Colwell was in it. Your phases, is there a chance then that he's going to play before what, end of Jan?
Depends where we arrive in the Champions League. Levi injury is ACL injury, so you know ACL is not 1 month or 2 months. It's 6, 7, 8 months. So we don't know, but for sure he will be back. But at the moment it's not something that we are worried about.
Just want to take you back to deadline day. Turned out to be quite a crazy day for Nicholas Jackson, didn't it? What are your thoughts on the way it played out? Would you have liked to keep him? Was it more about Nicholas wanting to move away? And what sort of conversations did you have with him? Because he had a roller coaster kind of 24, 48 hours, didn't he?
Nico, for me, is quite easy in terms of in this moment he's Bayern Munich player. I send him a message. I wish him all the best. Nico, until the day he was here, he was very good. He was working well, so I wish him all the best, and it's the only thing I can say.
Last one, guys.
Okay. And you've had Garnacho in the building for a couple of weeks, haven't you? He's been training amongst your squad. What sort of relationship have you begun to build with him? How have you found him in terms of what you can see of potential, but also him around the place, his personality, how well you think he'll fit in?
He's working well. For sure he needs to work because he arrived here probably not 100% fit. So he needs to work. He's working well, and we'll see. But hopefully soon we can give him minutes.
Thanks, Gail. Soraya?
Morning. You have Brentford next. Chelsea have beaten Brentford away just once since they've been promoted. Obviously last season you beat them last minute at home and you got a draw away. What makes this fixture so difficult, and even under their new management, what can you expect?
I think it's always a tough game. I was last year, as you said, in both games, but Premier League is the best league in the world probably for that, because against any club it's always tough. You see, we played 3 games. Palace, that is doing fantastic. Fulham, West Ham, it's always difficult. So tomorrow I expect exactly the same.
As you said, but only 3 games into the season, but your first big chances created, your joint first for goals conceded, you've got very positive stats. You say you like evolutionise, the team needs to grow, you like to grow. What do you think the little improvements that you want to make and see more from this squad?
Probably in terms of players, I think there is always things that we can improve, and improving players most of the time you improve the team, and then probably for the team we start to add more solution in terms of structure, in terms of be dynamic, and I think we can still add solution on that.
You spoke about just player development here. Cucurella, he's had an excellent international break, scored for Spain. He's now one of the first names on the team sheet for you and for his country. Has his development, like his awareness on the pitch, his aggressive, he covers his spaces, his reading of the game has improved? Has that come from you doing something special behind the scenes, or has that just been his natural progression come from him?
At the end, it's always about players, no doubt. But I think we said already many times with Cuckoo, with Enzo, with Moi, I think even Levi, when I joined the club, the situation around these players was a bit different compared to today. And at the end is because the way they want to improve, the way they want to learn, we just give them tools, and then they are the ones that they play the games.
Thanks, Soraya. Ian?
Hi Enzo, how are you? Very unusual for a team to play 4 London derbies at the start of the season. You've had 3 games so far. Has that helped you because you had that, obviously, the World Club Cup in America? Has that helped you, the fact that all the games have been fairly local?
To be honest, the last time we played, I think, West Ham away was 2.5 hours bus. So it's like to play away. I don't think so, to be honest. At the end, I don't think so. They are all derby, but I don't think that make big difference.
One of the key players for you recently has been Enzo Fernandez. When he first joined, I think it took him a little while to really get going, but recently his stats are only better than the Premier League by Mo Salah. Just talk to us a bit about what's made him an even better player now than he was when he joined Chelsea.
First of all, it's when you arrive here from another country, it's always difficult because you need to adapt, because Premier League is completely different to the rest of the league. Also, I think Enzo is a great player. He struggled with us at the beginning of last season to understand a little bit what we want from him. Then in the moment that he realized and he understood the situation, I think he's much better player. I see Enzo more attacking midfielder. The numbers also show that in terms of goal and assist, and hopefully can continue in the same way.
And finally from me, everyone looks at your attacking threats, Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Esteval, everybody looks at the forward end of the pitch, but since February you've got the best defensive record in the Premier League as well. Were you conscious about having to tighten up at the back? And again, when people have sometimes questioned some of the players in your defence and the goalkeeper, how have you gone about doing that?
I always said the same to the players since the day one. We attack good, we create chances, we can be dangerous if we build in the right way with defenders. And we defend well if we press well with the attacking player. So it's not about how we defend, how we attack. For me, it's about all the team. You can create chances, building in the right way with Levi, with Tosin, with Trev, with Wes, with the ones that they build our style. And we can defend better if previously Nicolas or Liam now or Joao now or Cole or Pedro, this guy, they press in the right way. So it's about all the team. We are happy in the way we are defending, we are happy in the way we are attacking, knowing that we said before, it's always try to evolve or to always try to improve.
Thanks, Ian. John?
Thanks, Ed. I'm sure you're delighted the transfer window is over. Did you get what you wanted from it? Are you happy with what you got?
I think we have a good squad. My press conference with Chelsea 1 year ago, I said that I was in love with the squad, and this was the reason why I decided to join this club, because the squad was already very good. Since that, we try to make some changes, and overall, I think the squad is good.
What about your striker options, obviously with the injury to Liam Delap? Has that left you a little bit short?
We have the injury for sure now in this moment as a number 9. The only one is Guiu, and Joao also can play there. Against Fulham, we use Tyreek as a 9, so we can also think about him. And yeah.
Can I just ask one question on the charges that have come against the club? Have you spoken to anybody from the powers that be just to explain what's going on and what could happen, punishment-wise?
I know from the club that they are satisfied about the situation, about the process. Personally, I don't have nothing to add. First of all, because I don't have any idea, to be honest. So if I say something, probably I can be wrong or right, but I don't have any idea. I just focus, like I always said, in the pitch side, something that I can control. The rest is not in my hands.
Thanks, John. Martin?
Hi, Enzo. You had 3 boys from Brazil in Bolivia at altitude on Wednesday morning our time, and Caicedo's from South America as well. Are you confident you can get a tune out of them so soon after? And what did the club do to get them back at all to be available to play?
The 3 Brazilian players, they arrived yesterday. They didn't train. They did some recovery session. Moy arrived last night, so I didn't see him. I will see him today. So for all of them, it's a question mark for tomorrow. But when they play in Bolivia, it's so difficult that they can be back very soon.
Okay, we've got time for 2 questions. One from Simon, one from Rob.
Hey, so just a quick follow-up on the charges. You sort of said you're focused on what you can focus on. Are you going to sort of pass that message on to the players as well, that they're not distracted by the possible sort of noise about it? And secondly, just what your thoughts on Buonanotte and what he can offer in your team?
I don't think the players are too worried about the situation, to be honest. And then Buonanotte is a good player. I know him because also he was in Leicester and I was there, so I have some contact there. It's a player that he can help us. We have so many competitions, so many games, that for sure is going to play games for us.
And last one, Rob.
Enzo, did you speak to Nicolas personally during that 48 hours of when there was some uncertainty to let him know that you personally wanted him back?
I didn't speak with Nico. No. As I said, I sent him a message just to wish him all the best.
Are you confident the club acted fairly towards him during that period, given that he'd been told he could go, and then when it was all like it was sorted, it was all back? Are you confident that the club handled that right away?
But I think at the end, if the club decide for something different, because the club still has the power to do that.
Thanks, Rob.
And it's also been reported that any more incomings that would happen in the next few days. It's been reported as well that any more players to come into the club over the next few days would require some players to leave. Can we expect to see a lot of players leaving over the next couple of days?
You can expect anything. The window transfer is open, so anything can happen, in and out.
And are you confident and happy with the squad you've got at the moment, or would you be looking to bring maybe another player in?
I joined the club 1 year ago saying that I was in love with the squad, and the squad I think getting better and better, so my feeling is exactly the same.
And just a final one for me. Last Friday we saw both João Pedro and Liam Delap playing together. Is that something that you're looking forward to using for the rest of the season, or was that more of a reaction to Cole Palmer being injured?
No, I think we have been the team with more changes in entire season last season, so I'm not looking just for 2 players to play always. I'm looking for different solution. For sure they can play together, but it's the game plan that demanding if it's 1, 2 or both, we see.
Thank you, Kim. Alex?
Hi Enzo. So you just said no Cole Palmer at the weekend, but how much of a boost was it for everyone at the club scoring 5 goals away from home without him last Friday?
For sure, 100%. And I will say again, we are much better team with Cole, no doubt. But when Cole is not in the game, we need to find different solution. Last week we found different solution, and hopefully we can find tomorrow again different solution.
3 more days to go until the window closes. What happens to those players if they're not sold or loaned out, the ones that have been training apart? What's the plan for them?
No idea, to be honest. I don't know. I just, you know that they are not even with us. They are training with different time, with different pitch, so I don't have any idea. This is not, I don't know.
That could be reintegrated, maybe?
I don't know. We see when the window transfer to close, we see and we decide.
Fulham, the last visiting side to win it at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. What makes Marco Silva's team hard to play against?
They are solid, they are well organized, they play nice football, they are very strong, and it's not random that they are doing well. Last year was record of points in the Premier League, I think, for Fulham. They show how Marcos is good, the players they are good, so it's a game that, like always, we need to be careful.
I know it's been a bit of a whirlwind for you since the end of the Club World Cup. Are you welcoming an international break, a chance for a bit of a breather?
Yeah, fantastic.
How do you plan to use it at the time
off?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna, especially for the players, will be a good time for us also for sure, but especially for the players, the ones that they don't go with the international team, that also they need to recover.
Holidays.
No holiday, but we're gonna try to recover energy.
Thanks Enzo, good luck at the weekend.
Thanks Alex. Nizar?
Hi Enzo, how long is Cole Palmer out for, and could Lavia and Badiashile be back after the international break?
Cole, we need to see day by day, and the other 2, I don't think they're gonna be back after the international break, but they're gonna be more close.
Okay, are you a bit worried about their fitness, or do you think they'll be back relatively soon, Benoit and Romeo Lavia? Are you worried about their fitness longer term? Is it a problem for you tactically and with the squad, with your options?
I'm always worried, but not about just them. I'm always worried, but I think with the Romeo and Benoit, because it's long time out, it's normal that they need time, they need session. It's the same that we are doing with Wes. Wes is back. The other day play some minutes. Hopefully we can give him more minutes and slowly get the right condition.
And if Nkunku and Jackson leave, do you think you could sign another attacker? Do you think Chelsea might sign another one if they both leave?
I don't know.
Thanks Nizar. Simon?
Hello, how you doing? In terms of Cole in England, was that a discussion that sort of happened between Chelsea and England to make sure that he'd be left out?
I spoke with Thomas a few times, but then at the end is Thomas' decision, so he decided for that. But again, he's not available tomorrow, so it's quite normal that it's show that he has some problems.
And do you have a time frame in mind for Romeo coming back? He's obviously still not played a full 90 minutes for Chelsea. Is he going to have to be really carefully managed? A bit like how you've managed to get Reece back playing regularly again.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago he didn't play any game. Last year he played some games. This season the target again is to give him more games, and hopefully in the moment that he is back he can be fit for a long time and play more minutes, more games, because it's a player that we really trust.
Thank you, Simon.
Looking at October sort of thing, or October for return?
I don't know.
And just quickly on the
Simon.
Champions League draw, because no one's asked you about the Champions League draw. Confident of Chelsea progressing with that list of fixtures?
First of all, we are happy to be in the draw. We are happy, very happy, because I think we brought this club where this club has to be, Champions League. Now the draw, it's always a draw. The only thing I can say that it's nice to be there, and then when we start the Champions League, we're gonna start talking about that.
And we will end with Davide.
Ciao Enzo. I want to bring you back to the Champions League, sorry to do that. Napoli and Atalanta on the road will be your return to Italy. Are you looking forward to those games, and what do you think of those two teams?
They are both fantastic team. Napoli just won the league with Antonio, and Atalanta in the last 5-6 years with Gasperini, for me, has been probably the best Italian team also in Europe. So both they are very good team. Happy to come back to Italy, especially for to eat some good food. And yeah, and excited for the draw for the Champions League.
And one of the players going out in Kunku is reported to be going to AC Milan. What do you think Italian fans should expect from Kunku?
Cristo is a fantastic professional, first of all. With us, he was very professional, training very well. The only problem with Cristo has been that in his position there was another player like Cole, so it was difficult for him to get minutes. But they can expect fantastic things. First of all, because he's very professional, and second, because he's a very good player.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to our Matchday -1 press conference ahead of tomorrow's Champions League group stage opener against Bayern Munich. Who would like to get us underway? Anybody? In front, please.
Enzo, good evening. In terms of your actual squad with the Champions League, you're relatively inexperienced with the Champions League. However, obviously with your European success last year and the Club World Cup as well, how do you marry up your expectations for this Champions League season?
Well, first of all, we are very happy to be in this competition. 1 year ago, we were playing Conference League playoff, so we are happy to be here. For sure, winning the Conference League and the Club World Cup help in different aspects. And then in terms of experience, I think all of us, when we start something, we are lack of experience, we have to start, and we're going to start tomorrow.
Jack?
First of all, you know already since last season that I always like to go game by game. You cannot think about the final or semi-final if you are not able to win games in the group stage. And it's the first thing. Tomorrow we have the first one against a fantastic team that probably is one of the 3-4 favorite in this competition. But we're gonna try to do our job in the best way. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, when you win game, for sure help to improve confidence, to improve different things, different aspects. Knowing that every game is different, every competition is different, and as I said, Bayern in this moment probably is one of the favorite one, but we're gonna try to do our best.
Gary, just one please. Gary Goodrum.
Obviously last season in the Conference League you were able a little bit to have almost two teams, a Premier League team and a Europe team. You won't be able to do that this time. So is it important you field your best possible 11, and will Cole Palmer start?
We we try every game, even against Brentford, we try with our best 11. Game by game, you have to manage different problems. As I said in the last game, Cole was not fit 100% to play 90 minutes. Different players, they were out, Esteban for instance. So, and tomorrow we're gonna try to put our best 11 for tomorrow game. Cole 3 days ago he didn't play from the start because he was not able to do that. We see tomorrow.
Jacob, stand here please.
Hi, Enzo. Without asking you to name your team tomorrow, does the formula, the formation and system that you used in the final against PSG give you kind of templates to use in these big games in the Champions League this season?
I said before, for me every game is different. For that game against PSG, I think the first 11, the ones that they were inside second half, the plan, everything worked well, but tomorrow is completely different game, so I don't see any comparison between the two teams.
Matt, just stand here please.
Hi, Ante. Can I just ask you how you feel about potentially going up against Nicholas Jackson tomorrow night? He's obviously on loan at Bayern, but he is still sort of a Chelsea player. And what do you think of that rule that on-loan players in Europe can play against their parent clubs?
I said the other day, I'm grateful, thankful to Nico because if we achieve what we achieved last year, is because all the players, include Nicolas that was with us, I text him after he left the club, telling him thanks for last season, wish him all the best. And Nico is a good guy, with us was good, he was working well. And then in terms of rule, for me it's normal. I'm from Italy, I played many years in Spain, and this rule when you are alone, you can play, so for me it's okay.
Did Nico text you back?
Yes. Yeah.
Just in the middle here, please.
Hi, Mr. Maresca. Another question regarding Nico Jackson. You said that you are thankful. Could you explain why you didn't count on him for this new season and why you decided to let him join Bayern?
Because we bought two strikers, Lian Delap and Joao Pedro, and I think with two strikers it's a good number, it's enough, and this is the reason why.
Kieran, just down here please. One t-shirt.
Hi Enzo, how are you? You used Philip Jorgensen in Europe last season. Are you willing to tell us which goal are you going to go with in the Champions League this season and explain the reason why?
Tomorrow Robbie will start, but for sure with the amount of games that we have, Philip is going to play games in the Premier League, in the Champions League, in the FA Cup, in the Carabao. We have so many games that for sure Robert cannot play all of them.
Nizar, just down the bottom here please.
Enzo, you did a great job rotating your squad last season, but is it a bit different when you're rotating your squad now to the Champions League because the level is so much higher? And is that a personal challenge for you this season? Is success and failure going to be dependent on how well you do that in all the competitions?
It helps a lot if you are able to rotate players, especially probably at the beginning of the season. Okay, you can probably go with the same, and then it's a long season, many games, so I think you have to do that because you have also saved players, avoid injury, but it's something that is dictated game by game. It's not something that you can plan because probably you plan something and then any problem or any injury, it's not possible. So we're gonna try to rotate player, knowing that as you said, the Champions League is a bit different from last season competition.
And one in the middle here, please.
Hello, Mr. Maresca. Uli Hoeneß, ex-boss of Bayern Munich, said Bayern Munich is an underdog in this season in the Champions League. Would you agree, or what is your opinion about Bayern Munich this year?
I think Bayern Munich is a team that already showed last year that they are very close and they can compete in this competition, try to win this competition. This is my personal view. I see them together with 3-4 more clubs like the favorite one for this competition, but it's my personal view.
Simon, just in front here, please.
Hi, Enzo. Another one on Nicholas Jackson. Vincent Kompany earlier said that he has had a conversation with Nicholas about the way Chelsea play. Obviously, he knows the way you like to set things up and tactics and so on. Is there any concern that Nicholas can obviously give Bayern the lowdown? And second, just to confirm that your relationship with Jackson is good, because there's been some quotes out there today that perhaps it's not the best relationship.
Me with Nico? Yeah. Anyway, me personally, I don't have any. I didn't have any kind of problem with Nico, and I don't have any problem with Nico. Again, it's a good guy, good professional, work well with us, and that's it. And then the other question, probably can be a small advantage, because he can ask Nico the way we work, the way we try to prepare a game. At the end, Nico was with us for one entire season, so he knows exactly the way we approach games. But at the end, we see anyway.
Reece, thanks for your time. Loads of big days and nights in your career, but to be captaining Chelsea in the Champions League away at Bayern Munich, how big a night is that for you?
No, it's a great night for me, something I've dreamt of, since a little boy playing in this competition. And then to captain him and walk out at such a historic stadium tomorrow is an amazing feeling.
Matt, down the front.
Hello, Reece. I think Ben Chilwell moving to Strasbourg a couple of weeks ago meant that you're the last remaining player from the Champions League winning team. I think they've all gone now. Were you aware of that? And how does that feel? It shows the amount of change at the club, but you've remained constant.
Yeah, I was aware. Over the years they've slowly started to go and to leave the club. And it's obviously difficult, the club's had lots of change, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing, if you look at last season, we qualified for this competition and we, went on to achieve 2 trophies. So I'll definitely say, with all the change, we started probably slow, but last season, I think we come on leaps and bounds.
Do you have like a WhatsApp group of the Champions League winning team? Do you all have something special that ties you together to keep in touch or anything?
No, there's no WhatsApp group, but it's always special when we cross paths and see each other.
Simon? Back and front.
Hey, Reece, I don't know if you remember pre-season last year, you were asked a question right near the end of a press conference out in America, what your goal for the season was, and you replied to stay on the pitch. I think it was in reference to your injury issues, possibly. Just wondering what your goal for the
same. I've been on the pitch a while now. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I know we want to compete at the highest level. And compete in the Premier League for all the domestic trophies and the Champions League as well. And I believe we have a super strong team, and that will be our targets this season.
Hi Reece. I wanted to ask you how strange or interesting is it going to be facing Nicholas Jackson again? He might be kind of directly up against you at times as well. So how will that feel, and what kind of player was he for Chelsea, and what kind of player will he be for Bayern?
I know Nicholas, really well. He's an amazing player. Playing against him will be tough, but on the other hand, it will, also, help me out. I kind of know, how he plays.
Jacob?
Hi, Reece. Given what you did in the final against PSG, do you think that this team is capable of doing what you did back in 2021 and win this competition?
No, I think it's the start of a new season. It's still early. But no, I have no doubts in the club and the team's ability to go on to compete against the best teams in Europe and in the world. And we will take that week by week, game by game, and see where we come at the end of the season.
Just going back to Matt's point about 2021 and you being the last remaining player from that squad, what can you pass on to this group, and what experiences or moments from that campaign can you take to help in this one?
I think there was probably more to take in the campaigns which we got knocked out in last 16, last 8. I find you learn more when you don't come out on top. I played against these in 2019, I think, or 2020, and they destroyed us, in other words. And days like that we learn a lot, and nights like that will help me going into tomorrow's game.
Just following up on Nicholas, were you surprised to see him here this summer, and do you think he's being missed or will be missed?
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't expect it to go, but yeah, I think the player wanted a solution, and the club maybe wanted a solution as well. I'm not really sure how.
Obviously came off a very high of the summer and unbeaten in the Premier League. How much was maybe Wednesday just a little bit of a realisation of the work that Chelsea have over the next few months as you approach this game tomorrow?
I think Wednesday game is a normal game in terms of it's Champions League game. It's Bayern Munich away. And we knew that was tough game. We try our best. I think for part of the game we were very good, and then for sure there are things that we can do better. But like always, but we don't like lose game for sure. But my feeling at the end of the game was a good feeling in terms of. We are here and we're gonna play our part in this competition.
We've heard this week from the PFA who've been checking in on a couple of your players. You spoke last week about the fact that you hadn't even spoken to Raheem Sterling when he hadn't got his move on deadline day. How comfortable are you with the situation that those players find themselves in? I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were a player. How might you feel in their situation?
But I've been in Raheem's situation and Axel's situation as a player, and for sure I know that he's not the best feeling for a player, because if you are a player, that means that you want to train and play a game. But then, for different reason, the situation is the situation that is in this moment, and I know that the club is giving them the opportunity to work in the right way, and this is the only thing I can say.
It feels like, from the outside, from what we've heard, training separately, eating separately, not being apart, it seems quite extreme. Are you not worried about the long-term effect? I mean, what effect did that have on you when you were told to be by yourself and
No.
absolutely not be a part of what they signed up to be a part of?
No, but I think I know that it's something that probably you like and you want to talk about that. But it's not just Chelsea. It's any club in the world. I can promise you. Italy, Spain, England, France, USA, Brazil, any club in the world. When for any reason the player and the club doesn't find any solution, you give the player all the tools to do training session and to do everything. But if you are not involved in the squad, you are not involved in the squad. Again, I know that it's something that you like to talk about, but it's not about Chelsea. It's about any club in the world.
I know, but it's about human at the centre of this, isn't it? Like their
Yeah,
health, their mental health. You
Yeah.
know,
My father is 75 years old, and for 50 years he has been fisherman, working for 2 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning. This is hard in life, not a player the way they work.
A word on United then. We've heard a lot from Amorim after what's been quite a difficult start to the season for him. He's speaking to his philosophies. As a modern manager at a club where you don't always have total control over the players in and out, how much do you feel having that element of flexibility helps you to get to where you want to go?
The only thing I can say that I really appreciate Ruben. I watch Ruben games since he was in Sporting. It's magnific manager. Like all the manager, when you start a new project, sometimes you can struggle a little bit more, a little bit less, but at the end you're gonna struggle. But I don't have any doubt that it's a fantastic manager.
Thanks, Gail. John?
Hi, Enzo. Chelsea haven't won at Old Trafford in quite some time. I don't know if you know that. Since 2013, I think, 12 years since they won at Old Trafford. Is it fair to say this does look quite a good opportunity given the start that United have had?
I think it's always difficult to play United away in their stadium, Old Trafford. So I don't think that now is the right moment, or next year will be the right moment, or last year was the right moment. It's always difficult. It's a difficult team, it's a difficult stadium. I watch the games that they played this season. Some of the game is not a real result in terms of even City game. Until 1-0, 2-0 they were in the game. When the game was 0-0, they had a few chances to score and to go ahead on the result. So it will be a tough game, no doubt.
Player-wise, how's Cole Palmer and any other injuries from the week?
Cole is okay. We have a session now. We flew back yesterday, so we need to assess some of the players. We have some doubt. We didn't do any session since Wednesday game, and we see after.
It's going to be like this, obviously, with the Champions League. But does that give a team like Man United, who kind of don't play every week, an advantage over you, given you didn't get back till Thursday? You travel up to Manchester, I presume, today.
If you ask me, I prefer to play Champions League game, no doubt. But at the same time, the reality says that they had one entire week to prepare the game, and we play a game 2 days ago, 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago. But again, I prefer to play Champions League games.
And given the week you've had, obviously the draw at Brentford, the defeat in Munich, does it just put a little bit more pressure on this game at Old Trafford?
Absolutely no. Personally, no. I have pressure all the game that I want to try to win all the game, but it's not because we drew Brentford and we lost Bayern Munich away that this game I feel more pressure. I always had pressure because we want to win all the games, and again I think Bayern Munich away, PSG away, and Barcelona away probably they were the worst stadium to go and play the first game in Champions League. And we were there, we compete face to face, and we see the next one.
Thanks, John. Soraya?
Hi. Against Bayern Munich, of course, outside of the really strong points, there was some fatigue amongst some of the players that we could see. Specifically, mainly João Pedro, who had to lead the press a lot of the time and use his physicality. Of course, you recalled Marc Gui, and he's very good at pressing. But how realistic is it in your plans to consistently use him in Delap's absence?
Marc is back. The reason why he's back because the intention is to use him, but he needs to do things better. He needs to improve things, and for sure we're gonna use him.
When Parma and Esteval play together, you have like a right wing that likes 10 zones. You have a 10 that likes drifting into the right half space. Who do you prefer to play wider in general? And just on the back of Esteval, how much do you think he can develop and be great in that 10 role?
Esteval can be great in all the attacking position because his talent is very good. He's top player, but at the same time he's 17, 18 years old, so he needs a little bit. It's 18-year-olds in his time a little bit. But I think both they can play wide, both they can play as a 10, and I feel very lucky to have both of them with us.
Last season, I remember we spoke about ahead of a Newcastle game when they were in a difficult period that this is the hardest time to play a team like that. As mentioned, Manchester United are on an up and down sort of situation right now. What do you think are their main threats that could be used against you this weekend?
They have, first of all, the desire to win this game. After when you struggle, you are always with desire to. The next one is the one that we want to win. So the desire to win again against Chelsea at home in front of their fans. So there are all reasons that they can be very important for them.
Thanks, Soraya. Simon?
Hi, Enzo. Garnacho, how do you think he's started under you, and how do you think he's mentally prepared to go back to his old club? Do you think he's ready to start in a game where we don't know what kind of atmosphere reception he might get?
Yeah. In the last two games, he was inside very good. Came in very good in the second half against Brentford and the other day against Bayern Munich. So we are up in the way he's adapting our style, what we want from the winger. Now, if he's ready to start tomorrow, I think he's ready to start.
And so, what do you think he should get a good reception from Man United fans, given he seemed to leave in a sort of very unhappy way?
I don't know, Simon. To be honest, I don't know. It's a question for the fans, not for me. I don't know.
Could he handle it though if he does get a tough reception? Do you think he's got the? He's quite a young player.
Yeah.
What's the team news ahead of the game tomorrow and the latest on Cole, please? Thank
you. Cole probably is the only one that we need to assess a little bit. The rest, they are okay, just to recover from the last week where we played 3 games in a row.
With Cole, is it just taking it game by game? There's no sort of long-term concerns about any fears of surgery, given it's a groin, or was it just game by game?
He did already a huge effort on last Saturday to try to play the game. Again, he tried Saturday morning, he did the test, it was okay, but not 100%. But he wants to be there to help teammates to be there in that kind of game. But unfortunately then with 10 players and also it was painful, so we decided to change it. And it's more day by day, week by week, game by game to see how it is and decide what we do.
You've had a summer like no other. You haven't really stopped, have you? You had such a successful summer, Champions League, the Club World Cup. Is the feeling that you are going to have days like Saturday because you haven't really had much time off?
It depends what you mean like Saturday. Stay with 10 players after 3 minutes. I don't know if we have more games like this. But the game is the game is dictated from the red card. I don't know, when we were 10 against 10, we had almost 70% possession. And when we were 11 against 10, probably we have 20%. I hope we don't have any more game with 10 players after 3-4 minutes, because it's difficult for us, but it's difficult for any club in the world. to play 100 minutes with 10 players.
Jamie Carragher was talking yesterday about the teams at the top, and he was talking about Chelsea and saying what a great job you have done so far at the football club. But he said that he didn't think the goalkeeper or the defence was strong enough to win the title. Two things, what's your view on that? But also, do you consider yourselves in the title this season?
I think I already said many times. Anyone can say what they decide to say. It's not a problem. I think we improved a lot last season. For instance, if you see the last 3 or 4 tables in the last 3-4 years, we closed the gap with the first 1, 2 or 3. Now, for me, this season the main target is continue to improve players, continue to improve the team, and try to close that gap. So this is for me the main focus for this season.
Thank you, Enzo.
Thanks, Michael. Nizar?
And I just wanted to talk a bit more about Cole. You sort of mentioned that you're going to decide what you do week by week, but is the worst scenario potentially like a surgery to fix the problem? Or?
The medical staff, they didn't mention me about surgery until today. Now I don't know if in the next days or in the next weeks, but I don't think so, to be honest.
I wanted to ask a bit more about the injuries of the rest of the squad. Is Romeo Lavia and Benoit Badiashile coming back for this game? Is this a good opportunity for them?
No, they are not back for this game, unfortunately, yet. They both took part of the session yesterday. That is good news. Hopefully they can be available very soon, but they are not available for tomorrow. Again, Cole is the one. Then we have some players with small problems from already long time, like Moy, like Joao, that they are trying to manage a little bit themselves. But then the rest, they are okay.
Is it a bit difficult at the moment because I was looking at the injury table across the Premier League and Chelsea's second, I think, with the second most injuries. Is it hard to manage because not only have you got many out, but you're putting more work on Moy and Joao and people like that?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It's a situation that we need to manage because if we have Moy with a small problem and, for instance, Romeo is fit, we can decide, or Dario Sugo was fit, we can decide to give Moy some rest. But in this moment, Dario is injury, Romeo is injury, and again, we are in a new situation for us because of the Club World Cup. So we don't know how will be this season in terms of injury. I don't think it's random the amount of injury we have, and we need to try to learn and try to manage the situation.
Is it positive you can maybe give some academy debuts or give some young players a chance against Lincoln now, and maybe you can reset and use this week to be like, let's reset for when the Premier League comes back?
Even if these are the games that worries me most, because that you can I don't know how to say in English, but you can sleep very easy in these kind of games.